In Chapter 8, we're going to be doing some more geometry. And in Lesson 1, we're going to just be talking about estimating length and area. When it comes to choosing measurement, we sometimes have customary measurements that they will be asking for. So that would be inches, feet, yard, or miles, because we're talking about length. Or they may ask you about choosing an appropriate metric unit of length. And in that case, we would be doing millimeter, centimeter, meter, and kilometer. If you don't remember how big each of these are, you might want to go back and look at section 1.4, chapter 1, lesson 4, and it reminds you how big these items are. One of your vocabulary that is not given to you in this chapter is perimeter. They make the assumption that you already have full knowledge and understanding of this word. Perimeter measures the distance or the length around the outside of a figure. So whether it's a regular figure like a square, or it's a irregular figure, you're simply measuring the distance or the length around the outside. Okay? When we measure perimeter, we are measuring it in units of length. So we would label it with one of these measurements. So if you measure it and it's 6, is it 6 feet? Is it 6 centimeters? Is it 6 miles? Is it 6 millimeters? But that is how you would label it. Perimeter would be a one-dimensional measurement. Area, on the other hand, is different. When you figure the area of a shape, you are figuring the number of square units that is enclosed in that figure. So for example, if I was going to measure the perimeter of the classroom, I would measure around the outside edge. But if I was looking for the area of the classroom, I would be looking, for example, how much carpet would be needed to cover the inside of that square. Because that is 2 dimensions, when we label it with the little 2. So again, when we label it, if it was in inches, it's square inches. If it was in yards, it's square yards. If we were measuring in centimeters, we label it with square centimeters. Now, you can label it either with the words or with their abbreviations. It looks like you would say inches squared. Please note that we do say the square first. Remember, square is the little nickname for the little 2, power of 2. Okay, so instead of inches squared, we actually say square inches, square miles, square kilometers. Okay? That's all you're doing in lesson 1 is estimating. So they'll either be asking you what would be an appropriate measurement to use, like if you're going to measure the distance on a book, you wouldn't be using miles, would you? You wouldn't be using meters. You'd be using something smaller. Or they're going to be asking you to estimate area. And in this particular lesson, they're just going to be asking you to figure out about how many squares would fit. And they'll actually give you a grid on top of your shape. Good luck.